Yes.
Right.
Still have a bit of silence.
I'll try and repeat.
Got a letter from the courts
Yes.
that the council's complaining about me not paying the council tax, which I
Yes.
don't know about, something about my premises.
Yes.
Send letters to the court conditionally accepting what they've
Yeah.
sent,
Yeah.
right, and expecting a reply.
Yes.
Got no reply back, gave them 10 days,
Yes.
sent another letter saying I didn't receive it, saying something
Yes.
like probably somebody from the office didn't really see it or whatever, but I give them another opportunity to reply.
Yeah.
Still never got nothing from them. Then I received a letter from the local council that they found me guilty. Well, I didn't actually turn up at court because I was waiting for clarification from the court once my letter I sent to them. Yeah,
Right.
That's what I'm saying to you. So I've got a letter from the council saying, oh, we found you guilty on Monday because you didn't,
Is
turn up.
that found you guilty? Is that the latest situation?
That's the latest situation.
And
That's
how
the
long
council.
ago was that?
That got that today. That was like Monday, I suppose.
Oh, okay, fine. Right. You write back to the you write back a covering letter to the court manager. It's on the screen about oh, let me not worry about the screen. It's on one of the screens. You write back a letter. Sorry, you write a covering letter to the court manager saying, please get the magistrates to confirm that when they made this order, they were acting under their oath of office at the time. Make sure it's their signatures. They confirm by signature. Otherwise, I will assume that this liability order is unlawful, and I am fully entitled to ignore it.
But what the point is that the council wrote to me and claimed that the court has found me guilty. I haven't actually heard nothing from the court yet.
Oh, you have to wait till you hear it from the court.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
You wait till you hear it from the court. The council. Yeah. No, you wait till you hear it from the court. You'll get an order. If you don't get an order from the court.
Can I ask you one question? I mean, I've been doing most of my notices, it's all letters and so on. My experience of court is very limited, but I know sooner or later I'm going to end up there. But I want to ask you, if the court is a fictional entity, if your name is also a fictional entity, right? How can the court try then if they're all fiction when you go in there?
How can the court what? Sorry?
How can they then try if it's all fiction? Your name is fiction.
I'll do it in a second.
And if the court is fiction, your name is fiction,
Yeah.
and you go in there, and I mean, I don't know the court procedure. You say to the court, into your corporation, you're not a fiction. Is my name not a fiction? How can you try me? I mean,
well, they can't, but they will anyway.
They will anyway.
I mean, look. I was telling Chris and Magda in the car. Coming up here, I mean, back in the days, the poll tax days, I'll try and cut this as short as I can. I actually won my case, okay, in the magistrates' court. The first time I'd ever been in court, and I won the case because I was very much into the poll tax and I knew the right things to say. And I got home, and the very next day I got a summons for the same amount, again, from the council. And I went, well, that's double jeopardy. You can't be charged for the same thing twice in law. So, cut a long story short, and I'm going to ignore the fact that I thought I could use this situation to my advantage. I did eventually end up in court about 18 months later by allowing myself to be arrested. I mean, I had the police calling at my home every Friday morning, which they never found me in because I was stayed at a friend's house on Thursday night. But after 18 months of doing that, I thought, well, this is fine. I can avoid. I wasn't worried because I knew it was double jeopardy. See, so I thought, well, I'll try something else. Like, can I avoid being arrested? And I did that for about 18 months, just by simply staying with friends on Thursday night. And eventually I thought, right, okay, fine, well, I know I can do that. Let's see what happens if I'm allowed to myself to be arrested. So I actually phoned up the police station and said on Friday I'll be at my home and you come and arrest me there because I believe there's an arrest warrant out for me. And they said yes, and they turned up and they arrested me, took me to court, put me down in the cell, left me down there for 3 hours. But well, they got to get me upstairs because they all want to go home. So they took me upstairs and it said, are you such and such? And I said, I have to make a point of law. What is your point of law? Oh, well, this case has already been decided by a previous magistrate's court. It's res judicata. So they disappeared into their little office, and they came back and they said, we rule these proceedings continue. And I said, well, you can't do that, that's against the law. And they said, we don't care. Now at that point, I kind of had a rude awakening about what magistrates' courts rule. So what I'm saying to you is there are no rules. I mean, they make rules, they write rules down, but they don't follow them. So it's very difficult to guarantee anything, except we are sure that they have trouble answering the question, are you acting under your oath at this time?
Just one more look, because I know everybody wants to ask questions. And then I wrote to the council and I sent notes to the council saying that if you're prepared to swear under your own commercial liability and the penalty of perjury, can you prove that the information that you got is correct? Can you answer back in substance? In a letter that you said that
You got no
never come back.
No, you would not get a reply, because they can't. I'm sorry. It's like the other problem we've got. How do you know you've won? Well, they ain't going to ever tell us we won. The last thing they're ever going to do is write a letter and say, oh yeah, okay, you won that one. Yeah, you got us banged to run. They are not going to ever... The only way we know we've won is by the passage of time. I mean, David Icke was going to publish my book, and he asked me, one of the things he asked me to do was to show him some cases where what I was saying in the book worked. And I said, it doesn't work like that, David. It doesn't work like that. It won't work like that for two reasons, well, for a number of reasons. First of all, we need to get the information out there in order for people to understand it so they can all do it. And not only that, they're never going to tell us we've won because they can't afford to. We only know by the passage of time. So, you know, it's not possible. But I have got so much, sorry, Headley is next. I have got so much, I get so much feedback, I just feel it in my bones that we can't lose. Headley, sorry.
Two quick questions. You mentioned that in a civil case judges don't hear it in court, they mentioned they hear it in their chambers.
Yes.
What's the definition of a court? That makes it a court or not a court?
Well, I would have thought, I don't know, actually I must admit I haven't ever looked at the definition of a court, but I would think the definition of court, one of the definitions is people in there who provide evidence, take an oath to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
I think that would be one of the main, parameters of a court. And certainly in the civil disputes that I've been involved in, it's been a little room, judge there, you're there, they're there, and you just sit down and, the judge does what they're going to do. It doesn't matter what you say.
Secondly, you put up the oath that a policeman swears.
Yes.
That has changed, I believe, in the last few years.
Yeah.
Do you know if all policemen have had to, who took the original oath, have now taken the new oath?
Well, there's trouble with the police oath. There's different oaths all over the country, and there's regional variations. There's variations in Scotland, variations in Wales, and variations in Northern Ireland, and that's a problem. The thing is, to find a policeman that remembers his oath of office is quite hard. So if you quote that one at him,
which is the standard,
he ain't going to know the difference. And if he does know the difference,
he'll tell you.
then he will know he shouldn't be on your doorstep. Sorry.
Okay, thanks.
Two quick ones. When you put someone in full commercial liability, you're making them personally liable. So
Yeah.
right? And the other thing is, if you ever actually win without going to liens and so on, if you actually get, you're giving people a tariff, as in stop harassing me, don't come on my premises, this is what it costs,
Yes.
blah blah blah. Although a cheque might be a worthless piece of paper, if one turns up payable to Veronica and Chapman family, how are you going to bank it? What are you going to do with it if you win? Unless you put on it, you must pay me in gold or something like that.
Well, okay.